the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Hi everyone and welcome back to the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel, and we have EFK Gaming as our media partner. I am Apollonia, I'll be your host, and joining me is the one and only Shade. Hi.
Hey Apple, what's up? How are you doing? Another day of the round of 128, another day of some awesome CS.
Indeed. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay, so a little bit of a recap. Yesterday, we just saw Team RFL and Reckoning Esports make it out of the round of 128. It was pretty easy games for them. They had an all right time. And as you know, we are still in the early rounds, so it is not going to be as tough. But as we go on further into the tournament and we reach the different tiers, the competition is going to get much tougher. What are your thoughts on the competition right now, Shade?
It's going to be a lot closer than the round of 256, and regardless, I don't think those results are something to base how close the matches are going to be in this round. And I think yesterday's first match, Wasted Potential versus Reckoning Esports, was pretty much an indication of that. Wasted Potential had an amazing round of 256 match, but yesterday on Train, I believe a lot of it was down to the map pick in itself, in the fact that Reckoning looked very comfortable on the T side. Time and again, Wasted Potential were completely thrown off guard by that early aggressive plays. Reckoning seemed a lot more at ease on Train than what Wasted Potential were, and I believe that is something that teams are going to have to pay a lot of heed to proceeding through this tournament, in the fact that if they are going for unconventional map picks, they need to be more or less prepared completely for that map. If not, we might just get to see a repeat of how we did yesterday in match 1. That being said though, we are all but ready to jump into round 1 of the first match today.
Nice
bang on time. Team Albino versus Save Clan. Let's jump into the thick of things. We're going to be jumping into Mirage. I'm Shadeslayer. Joining me is OG the Low-Res Chicken. OG, take it away.
Well, it's gonna be Inferno, our old faithful map that we all know and love. Pistol, infamous for not being loved due to the sheer inconsistency of it. And it seems like Team Albino might come in with an early fade. The bomb shown, USP on the retreat as the Glock is headed his way, but what? The entry towards B, let alone secure as a side, and they're still attempting to say side hit? ARS, he's not finding any success whatsoever, and the entirety of the CD side just falls to the dust. That was a very confusing pistol round, but Albino are going to be very happy with the amount of confusion brought in.
That was super fast there, OG. That was a quick A hit through apartments, and it pretty much came down to Save Clan not getting any initial frags. The T's just kind of snowballed there, pick after pick, and the one distraction towards the B side from that lone, I believe that was Benzene the last time, he manages to pick up the frag as well. Things pretty much went as bad as it could for Save Clan right there.
Exactly. The double frag towards B was extremely fortunate. For now, we've seen quite this tendency, right, where the T side ends up winning the pistol, but more often the case, it ends up putting so much pressure on the CT economy that it never really grows. It's only in the previous few days where we're seeing some sort of resurgence in teams after that initial segment kickoff, which, but now let's hope that Save Clan have it in them. We've seen games where it goes into completely landslide. Safe Clan's only intention now is to do kind of damage. They've been on the receiving end of a lot of it. Team Albino, they're taking things slow, they're taking things safe, they do not want to walk into the stack, rather let them walk into you. Benzi has been so consistent to where's this B side and yet again delivers. Now with the SMG, he plans solo clear it, the push. Ooh, the run and gun, it is too much for the Deagle to hold. Donald does end up getting a frag though, and now the rotation's committed. A 3-on-4, but Save Clan better be on the save as they have a chance to do more damage next round. They do not need to commit for these kills and give away their guns.
Yeah,
But that's not what they're doing. For some reason, they could have held on to their guns to do damage the next round, not really give into these SMGs as much. It's a little confusing right now, Shade. Safe Plan, I hope that they have a good strat headed into as the gun round, because that's where they'll desperately need one.
3 HP with the scout. Chances are, even if he gets 1 frag, he's going to get traded away and his position spotted. They're going to double peek him, and with 3 HP, he should get run down. He's actually sticking around to take the fight. He's coming in. Ho, ho, ho! Lands the flick on the first, but was it really worth trading the scout for the 1 frag there? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a really, really bad trade that just Safe Plan opted in for. You can see what impact it would have done now, right? They did not, they would have saved Eagles, hence saved money. They could have still done damage in this round, where they could get a lot of utility coming out in the next, where we've seen teams, especially in this round of 256, prior round of 256 that is, where they get that initial utility just down towards the map, but they don't really gain map control. And when you're short on utility, it becomes even the harder to try and predict as to where the T-Side is going to strike.
Right now, the CTs, they're on mere pistols. Spread themselves out 3 and 2. 2 players on the B side, barely any utility to work with. They have a couple of flashbangs, maybe to stop a push from coming through or set themselves up for a refrag opportunity, but they're going to take control of mid here. Smokes go down and Itachi is going to have to fall back. The first flash does come into play. He gets a decent dink in as well, but the T's, they're just going to go charging in towards the A side. It's just a question of picking players one by one. Zuri comes in from behind. The A side is under control, and the retakes with the pistols, it's going to be next to impossible.
Damage. Yeah, they're just trying to inflict any kind of damage, sadly, of very little success. Right now, Safe Plan. Let's see where they try to get aggressive here. I feel like this is going to be Safe Plan's saving their perhaps aggressive stance with a lot of utility. They haven't been saving up a lot for this round, so this round's going to speak volumes as to what their defense is going to be like on the side. Itachi. For a second, I assumed the first man did down him, but it was in fact the secondary man behind. So no bamboozles there. 3-0, a very clean and fresh start to Albino, and you already see the amount of impact that discipline has. Right, look at the economy that Team Albino have right now. It is really, really strong. For Team Safe Plan, they would need to win at least 2 rounds in a Lolo to break Albino's economy, and then we can maybe talk about them gaining momentum.
Indeed. Right now, the AWP is out on Safe Clan, but it is early play towards Banana coming in. 3 CTs in position, but however, they're going to relinquish control and almost get caught with the pass. This is going to go charging through. The flash comes with the nade. They found the first opening. Dante Dan decides to peek back out. Very risky play there indeed, but they manage to keep that man, in fact, 2-man advantage intact, and Itachi spotted a couple more players out.
What were they trying to do with the nades? It was a little scary because they had back gens on the T side, potentially could have been run down. They might hold their ground and hold their breath as well as they're just getting these kills from Flurry free. Itachi. Alright. This is quite the weird round, Shade. This is quite the weird round, Albino. the resilience they showed us in the start, it seemed to have evaporated as soon as the guns came in the hands of Safe Clan. The utility was used really nicely, but also in a very dicey manner, as nades are known to be a little, uh, let's say, inconsistent when it comes to CS:GO. We've seen nades a lot of times where it did barely any damage just due to one ledge being right in front of the pinky. So it is a risky play. Luckily, the play paid off, and now they have won that first round. But this is just the first mountain that they have to pass to overcome the hurdle, because the economy of Team Albino is still strong.
And StarX going to start pushing apps here. There is Yaman who's sitting at quad with ARS now rotating back towards pit. They haven't really committed in just yet here. Team Albino still keeping 2 players towards banana. Safe Clan, almost every single round thus far, they haven't really challenged banana as much. They've been more than happy, even when they had 3 players towards B to sit back deep inside the site. And looks like with the C4 coming in towards top of banana, maybe they're getting ready to commit, but the C4 again rotates back out towards A. So they're going to spend
they're being very indecisive though.
Yeah.
Anything?
40 seconds remaining. Utility spent in as well. I think pretty much now the gig is up. Albino are gonna have to commit towards A, and there are 3 CTs waiting in position. Decent bit of utility still remaining as well, but unfortunate there, miss on the first shot, and that's gonna leave ARS very vulnerable here. Push comes through, he's good on the first, can't readjust back in time for the second. Brewski was looking for the backstab, but there's none coming.
Yeah,
Safe
Trump
Clan.
manages to find a kill though, and this is gonna make things a 2 versus 3. Uncomfortable position for Safe Clan, and they might just consider a save as well, considering that the AWP is right around the library. Team Albino, they try to play a lot around the CT setup, making sure that Safe Clan can't be on fast rotations. An initial entry guaranteed it all, then Forsaken, beautiful pre-fire towards Itachi, leaves Dante with an all to do, with him potentially having the option to save, should consider it. Tries to get at least 1 constellation frag, which does not end up going his way. For a 1, Team Albino, they might have given Safe Clan a little bit of air, but they're quick to steal it right back. Safe Clan back on what you call the back foot, because they're going to be falling into that reinvestment strat if they do completely force in now, which we've seen quite a lot of shade, and we've not seen a lot of success from the strategy.
Indeed, that 1 round win pretty much came on the back of a very blunt rush, I'd say, towards B, while defense was in position. So Team Albino pretty much picked things up again, immediately put Safe Clan on a pretty hard buy here right now. They've gone for the mix by Deagle on a couple of players. A boost towards banana, Benzene. He's been the one patrolling B here, and he spotted 1 player out. Is he going to go for the repeat? Though he does have Badal coming back in. Ooh. And they're feeding the Deagles. They fed them the first kill. Don't want to hang around here. They spotted the 2 players at banana.
Yeah, just do not mess with the Deagles. That is one thing that you absolutely cannot afford to do right now. Safe Clan, they end up giving 1 man away towards banana, but Team Albino, their eyes are in it to win it. ARS blind as a bat, and it's been this boilerplate that's been consistently giving Team Albino the ace side. This opener is so crucial. Yam, he's trying to hold on to the real life from pit, but Forsaken snatches it away. It's all left on Itachi. The man who started the round with the kill is now going to be the one who has to try and save the AK for the round coming forth.
He's got the upgrade to the AK right now. He's got armor behind it, but no utility, no kit. So the wise decision here would be to try and hang on to the AK. Looks like he wants to set up for a few exits as well. But Safe Clan, their defense is being systematically dismantled by Team Albino. A very standard execute there. They drop the smoke towards arches, and the flashbang comes through, and allowing the two-man peek towards quad, and they're easily able to isolate these individual duels out. Safe Clan, they're gonna change up the defense because right now Team Albino are reading them like a book.
Like an open book. As Safe Clan, are they gonna do this though? ARS has completely invented. Oh my god. This has me frightened for the worst shade. Safe Clan have just fallen into that death trap that we were talking about just moments ago. For teams to come out of this, it requires a huge miracle going their way. And it seems like Team Albino have a good mindset as to what's happening on the Safe Clan camp. Now with the commitment to its archers, they potentially could catch this defense hanging. Mind you, Donald Trump has got that initial kill, but that does very little weight in actually winning them the round. They have a lot of utility shade. Why aren't they putting that to good use? There should have been a flash through arches. The turnaround from all three men as there could have been a white swing, and they're just feeding crossfire kills. Now down to a 3 versus 2 with Safe Clan having the upper hand. The rotation is going to be cut though, and Albino, they want to take complete advantage. The most crucial part of this round is on Dante's shoulders, and he needs to win this out for his team.
Dante, he's
Albino,
ready.
they should have an inkling. They should have an inkling. This is standard play, but the MP9 still ends up working out. Starix, he gets the trade immediately, though did lose any HP whatsoever. Could punch in the digits and play an aggressive post plan as well. Safe Clan, for now, they are divided. A man already aggressing through the top of Banana, while Bruce E comes on the long route through CD Arches. They are trying to time this to perfection though. Trump is going to be on the wide swing. The spot's there. The XM, this range could do wonders. 67 HP and ARS closing the distance. Pop! Goes the weasel.
Oh, right in the jaw right there. Long range, not the ideal range to put that auto shot into use, but not if you're aiming at the head right there. Decent bit of time to get the diffuse in as well. Safe Clan. Almost blow that 1v2 retake up. I don't see why you would get that first CT to peek in while there is no chance of a trade. He gives away an isolated frag, but yeah, it did take one piece of an extraordinary play there to get the round back to the CTs. They're not going to get offered that opportunity time and again. They got to be a lot more disciplined, OG.
Exactly. Like we told, they require a miracle, and they are lucky that they got one in their time of asking. A timeout call. This is good. Albino are taking things slow. They have the lead. They know it as well. They know that they have the majority of the control that the game has to offer in their hands right now. And they're using as much of it as they can to retain that lead and to retain the advantage that they've so quickly gathered. They have a man disconnect as well. Let's hope that this doesn't end up potentially tilting the team. I mean, we've all faced the shade. This is a professional tournament. We've gotten tilted over much smaller in, let's say, pugs, where I've just played one. There were too many AFK, and I'm like, bruh. Why? And if in a team environment, it works completely differently. But you gotta consider that, right? When you are gonna be in this tournament, when you are gonna be facing up against a single elimination bracket, factors which are beyond your control like this really could take a toll on your mental state, and you need to make sure that you are as positive and as cheerful as you can in a condition such as this.
Albino, just call a timeout to kind of assess what went wrong that round, because that push towards arches, the kill shouldn't have gone to Safe Clan as easily as it did there. They gave away a lot of frags to the upgraded pistols, taking in individual duels while it should have been trades in place even if they did lose players initially, but that wasn't really the case. And Albino take a moment there to recuperate back out and say, hey guys, what's done is done. In this best of one, let's hope that we don't give any more opportunities like that back to Safe Clan.
Yeah, that should be the mindset heading in Shade. They still have the advantage here in terms of weaponry, utility, everything that you could account for. Safe Clan though have been a little more disciplined than they usually have. Usually, the weakling that we've been seeing from Safe Clan is towards Boilo, where now they're playing a little more passive of a setup towards A. The only problem is you might need to relinquish arch control, and Donald Trump needs to be very wise as to how much real estate he's going to be giving away. Because too little, you might put yourself in risk of getting double peaked or even flashed and triple peaked. Too much, and the T side will be given far more control than you'd like, which will significantly weaken both the A side and the B side defense. For now, it seems like Team Albino are headed towards the standard setup, the smoke towards motor, the flash upon chimney, and the raw contact through side. ARS is gonna be going down. Where are all these frags coming from? Forsaken finds a bullet to his head, but that's all that Safe Clan are gonna find in this round. This has been one hell of an execute posted by Albino. It's so consistent on the entry. I'm just wondering from how Benson is given so much space and time to strike. It's unreal, Shade. Even having a passive setup is good, but you do need to use your utility to boil the time down, which will make Albino sweat. Right now, that's simply not happening from the CD side.
Straight up, Albino are winning those opening engagements. Safe Clan, I think it's come down to the fact that counter utility hasn't really been used in the nick of time. All those duels, if you see, are always numbers favoring Albino. It's a 1v2, a 1v3 peak time and again. Situations where it requires a moment of absolute individual brilliance to win if you are to come out on top of such engages. So Team Albino on the T side, they have been far too clinical. Safe Clan are going to switch things up. They're going to try and aggress through mid, but they're getting cut apart from this push coming in from second mid, and Nigga is going to open up the CT aggression. It was upgraded pistols only, but it's not really going to matter. ARS all alone on the B side. C4's heading the other way. Team Albino get their 7th round on the board.
Well, at least for now, it's clearly shown that Team Albino are the superior team. But we did see this, if I'm not wrong, towards day before yesterday, where it is all about momentum, right? Initially, there's a team who wins the pistol, who gets a couple of rounds string together, and with that one round switcheroo, you might as well have a comeback on your hands if you're a Safe Clan fan, because the turnaround is quite real. Team Albino, they've done real good so far in the first half, but they need to make sure that they consistently deliver such a T side, not give Safe Clan any room to breathe, as that will be their only formula for success. Luckily, ARS will be able to find an AK, should be able to keep it, as everyone from Albino are going to be saving in through the pit area. 7-2, a dominant start for Albino, but Safe Clan, they are still in it to potentially win it.
Safe Clan are slowly falling behind though. 5 rounds behind now, 7-2. Will get the buy in. Dante gets handed the big green. I haven't really seen the AWP as effective thus far on the CT side. It is heading towards mid by the looks of things. They had the right mindset there to take the fight to Team Albino. Unfortunately, they did it in a round where they didn't really have too much in terms of utility or firepower. But that early control of mid to second mid pretty much signals the fact that Albino want to play this fast, but they lose their player up at B. CTs still continue to hold on 3 strong on the B side. Maybe there is an opportunity here if Team Albino force the issue in the next 10 seconds.
Exactly. It's all going to be down to timing here. ARS already towards side. If Yam is isolated to his library, this is going to be a very good hit. Dante not composed on the peak, but the no scope. He connects it, and he's holding on to the A side. Another one who needs a scope. Just rip it off, man. 1 versus 3. Vidal needs to come up with absolutely massive plays here, but that's simply not the case. Donald Trump, he seals it 7-3, save clan. The AWP single-handedly winning them this round.
We talked about the effect of that AWP there. Dante put it to as good of a use that he could. He did get a little bit of a breather there as he misses the initial shot, but make no mistake, he hits a couple of blinders there towards the end, giving the round to Save Clan, holding strong from Pit. That's exactly what they need more of here. Itachi, the timing.
Oh, it still could be possible, but all he needs is flash and it's being set up. Oh, okay. I'm assuming that the Molotov came in from the T side to potentially get Safe Clan to disengage, and then the peek came in thereafter. The dodge from the flash is good, but Itachi is going to be getting a single frag, which will cause a lot of problems with the CD setup that Safe Clan have headed into this round. They commit a lot to rotate towards the A side, but it's merely a fake. It's a ruse being sold. They have Dante all to his lonesome. He needs to deliver. He needs to come up massive. He did it in the previous time of acting. He can replicate success, but he's only going to be good for the first. They know that they've been debated. They know that they need to be on the rotation right here, right now, but that might just lead to ARS overcommitting. Boy, if he hits the floor there, it could have been lights out, but he's given his team a chance. ARS wide swing, almost gets the adjustment in the nick of time, but does not want to choose to take that engagement. Rather, he finds the paper Yam to come in at the perfect time. Azuri! Massive clutch, spray transfer from hell. 8-3, Albino secure the lead in the half.
That was the round, the make or break round for Save Clan. They would have given them consecutive round wins, a bit of momentum on the CT side, but Zudi there from balcony, the 1v2 clutch at the end with the AK, beautiful spray transfer there, isolates it into two duels, even retrieves the AWP, which goes into the hands of Starix, and Safe Clan now in a lot of trouble. These early duels again not going their way. Dante has given away his position.
Amazing stuff so far from Team Albino. Individual brilliance, like you said, Shade, kicking in time after time. This is becoming quite the tendency. Perhaps Albino are in a state where they have a reliable a set of clutchers and duelists in their arsenal. This push is very dangerous, but it gives them a lot of information. Not sure why Donald Trump is not rotating quicker. There needs to be a rotation towards the B side. It's a little delayed. ARS not able to hold on to the side. The ball top denied Dante any more control. Oh, it's a little overshot. Dante might be able to come up with a berserk play if he times it right, but he's gonna go the conservative route through the smoke. Oh, never mind. It's gonna be Yan through Banana to take down Forsaken. 3 versus 3 with the kit onto Yan. It's still possible. They have a smoke and a flash as well. Suddenly the numbers, they have turned on their head. Albino now taking advantage. Brenzane, he's behind the distraction. BK, that's his time to strike, but he's looking to go massive. Benson cannot pull it off. Brewski able to get the kill in the nick of time and able to force the defuse. 8-4. Save Clan. It's massive rounds going back to back to back from side to side to side. This game is going to be quite a heated affair, Shade, and that's what you love to see, don't you?
Team Albino pretty much threw away that early advantage that had managed to pick up in that round. It was 2 SMGs and 3 rifles on the side of Safe Clan. Albino gets the opener, gets the man advantage, even manages to get the plant in, but the post plants are pretty questionable there as they lose 2 players right off the trot with no opportunity of a trade. But Dante is getting pushed fast here through the molly. Look at the damage there.
That does it all. The flames from beyond the grave is enough to finish the work. This might not be the second coming of Christ, but these are too many miracles coming time and time and again in such a consistent basis, Shade.
I
Bit scary.
love the quick thinking that he drops the incendiary
Molotov.
and does just about enough damage onto the three T's rushing up. They all just burnt it. 4 kills picked up in the blink of an eye. And Safe Clan, these haven't really been clinical rounds. They've pretty much been in the mud fighting out every single kill. But hey,
Yeah, they've been skimming their way through.
yeah, every round still counts, and Safe Clan might just have found a way back into this BO1 OG.
They are making a resurgence into the half. They potentially could end this an 8-7, but Benzine, he's been so consistent so far towards the B side, right? He gets that entry, he's able to make it back and secure a man advantage for almost 50% of the half so far. I'd say that's been purely on Benzine, finding these frags towards the B side, coming in massive for his team, even him not knowing it to some extent. He's gotten so much of the rotations covered. He's the only reason why Safe Clan have not been having that comfortable at the CT side so far.
Flashes across. Will completely take out the player at Arch is leaving Brewski as well as Yaman alone here. Brewski with the one-man spray down. Yaman is going to dance around. He's found 2. Can he find the third? He does! And that's going to leave Zudi all alone. I believe he has kind of lagged out right there.
Yeah, when I was taking a look at the mini-map and scratching my head a little bit, oh boy, this is certainly going to put a minor problem for Albino in their head, because not only have they lost a substantial lead which they've accumulated for the past few initial rounds, this is becoming quite a recurring trend, right, with the net disconnect. Let's just hope that they're able to maintain positive mental attitude
that's
through
actually
this.
gonna yeah, especially in a tight match, right? When you've just got every single player invested in, having a player disconnect is almost always gonna have an adverse effect mentally on the team. You're gonna have to put that behind, and it looks like they're not even gonna call the timeout. They're just gonna play this. All right, that is almost certainly gonna be a round restart.
Yeah, it should. So far, I'd say that this has been one of the more entertaining games, right? In terms of actually posting a fight. Safe Plan, it's looked a little messy so far. It hasn't looked like they are countering what Team Albino are doing in a very strategic manner. But they are delivering plays, and you either get a lot of strategy in or a lot of big plays. Many teams coming into this will be they'll be very conservative with the way they approach, right? Considering that it's a single elimination game, you need to play these ones as safe as possible, as reliable of a game style as possible. With this not being the most reliable game style, it's nice to see a refreshing change brought in by Safe Plan on the CT side.
Yep, indeed it is. They pretty much played it very safe early on, letting Albino dictate terms early in the round, and almost all of the rounds went the way of the T's. But Safe Clan, as soon as they started mixing things up a little, they've caught Team Albino off guard. And towards the end of the first half here, regardless of the outcome of this round, Safe Clan definitely have clawed their way back in and have a real shot at knocking out Albino in this round of 128 match OG.
Exactly. I think the last player did reconnect, and this should be the end of Save Clan's timeout. So far, I think this has been the match where we've seen the most timeouts used for an actual timeouts purpose. Don't you think?
Yeah, 100%. We've seen a few of those games where I think we saw all timeouts being used to try and reconnect one of the players in.
Yeah, it was too easy for them at the end, so kind of a small pun headed in.
Yeah, pun
But,
intended. But yeah, we are back. Last round of the first half. Save Clan have a real goodbye going into this. Decent bit of utility. Yaman's missing utility here though, but they've got just about enough here to make a meal off these defense. But let's have a look at what Team Albino is up to. Again, early mid control. Need doing a fair bit of damage. Zudi, he's leading with the Glock. He's got absolutely no rifles on him, no upgraded pistol either.
Yeah, perhaps just trying to play bait, see if anyone else from his team could land the fatal blow. They have map control and they're just gonna rush into our ARS. The spray down is decent, a lot of damage. Yam ends up going down as well. And if they overcommit for the skill, this possibly could cost them. Brewski comes up with a perfect flash, and Donald trying to end things. A double kill to secure the half 8-7. A really, really good resurgence coming in from Save Clan, where in the start of the half, we started to question them a little bit and their ability to even pose a threat in this matchup. They certainly are living up to our expectations and delivering quite the game here, Shade.
4 consecutive rounds to end the first half. They've clawed their way back into this one. It is going to be very even Stevens as we see the Swapperoo. Save Clan on the T side. Let's see what they've got, because if Team Albino are able to figure out Save Clan's defaults, Save Clan better have a lot of strats saved up their sleeves if they are to upset Albino's defense.
It has been a case where I've seen teams perform on one side but completely fall flat on the other. Let's hope that it's not the case for either in this circumstance. Aggressive stance towards Banana, but a false sense of security as ARS is right around the corner and he has a lot of... he has the ability to potentially turn around on its head. Zodi, outnumbered and outgunned. The control through CT relinquished, although beautiful tap from Badal. He has gotten a huge change into this round as now he has control of the bomb. He's going to use it like a leash to pull every member of Safe Clan towards his vicinity, although Itachi taking the matter into his own hand. He's only going to be good for a frag though. It's going to be a massive clutch required from Badal. Luckily, ARS secures his team not only the double, but the pistol. If I'm not wrong, both the pistol rounds have been won out by Team Albino, right? Sorry, it's the team, Team Albino.
No, this one went to Save Clan, by the way.
Save Clan,
yeah, so Albino won the pistol the last time around. And they, in fact, lost round 3, if I'm not mistaken. But this time, it is Save Clan's opportunity to take the pistol, and they're going to take aggressive control of Banana early. Quite a bit of utility expended here by ARS, but aggression through apartments. Dante able to force one. Rike somehow manages to spin around and find the T there and manage to get back to safety.
Massive stuff, right? That advantage taken, and Albino now are going to be a little more comfortable, although this rotation is not expected from a mile away. Now Albino know what's been sold to them, and it's a complete fake. The scouts coming in through CT a little late to even guard the cross, let alone constructions, as ARS has posted up quite aggressively. At this point, you might even consider committing on a save, considering it's the B side and a 3 versus 3. Are they going to be sticking around, though, is the question. As they have 2 scouts, they potentially could try and do damage the rounds coming forward. They don't necessarily need to commit to this.
Yeah, they're playing the bait and switch right there as ARS. He's itching to actually go out and fight. Would be an unwise decision. At least till the timer has run down a bit on the C4, but I think now it is very safe. They're going to try and muscle these weapons away from Team Albino. Flashbangs, they're going to try and give the chase, but Starix as well as VK looking to hang on to the Scout and MP9. They should be successfully able to do so. Brewski as well as Hitachi not really putting too much of an effort into chasing those guns down. But it is Safe Clan for the first time in this match taking the lead 8-9.
Exactly, Shade. Team Albino, I feel like throughout the entire game, Albino have been the ones with the more reliable structure, but it's failing them right now. Safe Clan have been so gifted on the CT side when it came to these one-off rounds and securing them, especially the round on top of the Molotov. It was completely unfathomable to see Safe Clan take the lead. Now with the weaponry, you might see them even extended. Dante eats a nade to the face but delivers the damage back. But Dal, alongside Zuri, bite the dust. They try to play creative, Shade, but Pistols up close and personal are a good duo. Sadly, they didn't have enough in them to give a fight. Okay, White Swing MV9 does a lot of damage, and he's making this round possible. That frag could have been there to pick it in. Sadly, they have to wait it out. The rotation's coming in from mid. There is a flashbang. I doubt there's going to be a kid, though. Might just consider a save yet again, Shade. They have 2 AKs. They do not even commit to
Look at the HP on some of these keys, though.
It's so dead low. They are reconsidering. They have to make this thought right here, right now. And it seems like they're in it to win it. BK misses the shot on the White Swing. And this has all turned out to be a hellish round. They lose every single thing that they've gained work towards. And Albino, I'd say they still have a chance at it, considering they will get the buy-in now. Starix has the yacht. They have a lot of utility surrounding them. This half, Shade, it might as well just dictate Albino's tournament lives. Because we're at a point in the game where Safe Clan not only can massively take this game away from Albino do not have many rounds. Their economy is weak. Their rounds, they're falling back on it where they once had a massive lead. Brewski rushed through the Molotov. Should be unexpected. Nadal on the White Swing, though, and the flash is a little too late from Benson. He's allowed his teammate to go down for free. Brewski down to 9 HP. ERS, he's heard the footsteps. He knows exactly what's up towards the A side. This is such a smart play coming in from Safe Clan on the D side. Dividing and conquering, that is what they're after, Shade. The defense, it's so wide split. There is barely no refrag potential towards the A side. Now Safe Clan have the liberty for going for pickoffs. And Team Albino, they better live up to these engagements or else it's going to be lights out.
Yeah, it is walking in one by one now. Safe Clan are going to welcome that frag given their way. It's going to level up the numbers. Dante is going to have a big part to play here to try and keep Zudi towards the B side, allowing Safe Clan the numbers advantage when they eventually do hit A. The smoke is going to force, in fact, Zudi to rotate back towards Coffins, but the kick is up. Smoke's coming out,
and this is going to be the massive part. Dante has managed to secure the B side, and the bomb is making its way back. Team Albino, a double fake, suckers. Zudi's the only one who can do anything about this whatsoever. The flash is good. It deters Zudi on the peak, and now the bomb going to go down. 10 seconds left. He has to make a huge play, but he's completely locked out. The AWP now in rotation. There is a kit, mind you, on a VK. They can still attempt this 3 versus 4, but it's not favored for Sagan with the AWP. Though he comes up with a massive frag and the Molotov, they might just burst in the death again. Being tagged out or being smoked out is the worst part. They might be able to have the defuse and force the issue, and it is gonna work. Yeah, pushes the smoke into his death. The defuse being stuck. ARS, where's the bullet now? The man disadvantage, and they still managed to retake the B site. Safe Clan, they almost had this one in their grasp, but they let it go too early. Albino gonna capitalize.
Wait, Safe Clan, they call the double bluff right there, the double fake coming in, allowing them safe access towards the B side. The C4 goes down, but questionable duels there offered early by Safe Clan, especially that peak towards the CT side. Couple of duels given away for absolutely free, putting meat behind that retake attempt coming in. They're going to charge through, and Starry is on point with the flick there, gets the first opener, and that is going to stop that push in its tracks. Safe Clan slow things down numbers advantage going the way of Albino. Are we going to see this match swing back again, OG?
We called it before, Shade. As soon as we left the 256 bracket, we've been seeing games where it's all about momentum and it going to and fro, right? A ballsy peak. Not rewarded as of yet, though. At least he does confirm that there is a 3-man presence towards Banana, so Team Save Clan could potentially start applying pressure through arches. Is it gonna pan out though is the question, because Dante is doing such a beautiful job keeping them so humble towards the B side. The flash setup, Dante in a position to dodge it. Now they're forcing the issue. This is so much valuable time being bought. Little to Save Clan know though, it's a double pit setup. This is an absolutely brutal setup and a brutal spray. The last bullet connecting on a Yam, and Zuri claims an easy frag on Itachi, 10 to 10. Has it ever been so even, Steven Shade?
What a game this has turned out to be, OG. Albino stepping up huge there in the last couple of rounds. An amazing retake on the B side, followed by a perfectly timed backstab there towards mid. Save Clan played it a second too slow there and they get caught, sandwiched up at mid, and now it is pretty much Team Albino back in the reckoning. 10 to 10, anybody's game here. Timeouts have been called. I believe that was from Save Clan there, trying to slow things down. Their money is in the dumpsters. They're going to have to make do with just the upgraded pistols. There is armor onto Brewski with the dualies, so if he does manage to get a frag early, get an AK, they maybe have a chance into this. But with the 3 flashes, it is signs that Save Clan is gonna look to play this fast.
Exactly, Shade. It's only pistols though. Potentially a bomb plant. That could certainly be a nice icing of Team Save Clan cake, although the frag coming initially for Albino. Quick rotate from Zuri. Might be able to secure the side timing. The Molotov's gonna burn a lot of these players down with Chris. The rotations in the nick of time, and Albino just getting completely demolished towards their A setup. Sorry, a Save Clan getting completely demolished towards their A setup. And this is turning out to be one beautiful game put in from Albino. From not starting the game off that great, they look like a completely different beast after the switch. The T side, I'm not gonna lie, Shade, it was a little questionable towards the middle where we saw a lot of turbulence. Their initial T side though was beautiful, completely exploiting the setup both towards B and towards Boiler. They need a lot more of this. Team Albino need to come up on the top of these initial few engagements that Team Save Clan are posing towards both Banana and Apartments. For now though, things go relatively even, although Save Clan have come on the bottom end of both utility and HP.
I think it's pretty much come down to the squad that does manage to win the initial few duels. Team Albino this time do commit 3 players towards the B side. I think Zudi up at quad is going to play a big role, but Starix is the one to find the opener. Save Clan probably thinking twice now about going towards the A side. Looks like they will go ahead and commit regardless here. 57 seconds remaining. Itachi is also going to start to probably rotate back towards the A side. They've put their eggs in one basket here pretty early on.
This is going to be a risk that pans out though is the question. I feel like this might just be it for Albino to make their way back. Forsaken, beautiful job from Zuri. Lines them up and a team kill to top it off. This might be the straw that broke the camel's neck, Shade. Because right now it seems like Save Clan getting a single round is something that we have to speculate on, which wasn't the case when we started this game off.
Yep, it's a lot of consecutive rounds. In fact, 4 consecutive rounds going the way of Team Albino. Save Clan have got themselves a lot of utility here. And they're going to try and hit B fast. Benzi, blind as a bat, and Badal, a two-man spray down. Keeps things interesting here. 3v3. A retake time already for Albino. They're coming in
And
fast.
that double spray might actually change the entire round. It makes this a doable retake for Albino, but the B side is technically the hardest side to retake. So definitely what they were not going in for hoping, but they certainly are in the possibilities of going. Ooh, I assume that was a team kill. But Safe Plan, perfectly done with their aggression, completely catches the retake attempt of Albino off guard. Luckily though, Albino have been winning in such a fashion that they've been able to build quite a sizable economy. This is still possible for Albino to close out and not even need to concede the lead away to Team Save Clan in the circumstance. Right now, the favorites still are Team Albino, and it's all up to Save Clan to not only win this round, but string together another couple to make sure that they not only demolish Albino's economy, but also their chances for closing this game out now.
It's in fact Itachi who finds the opener towards second mid, and Badal able to respond back. Safe
He's been
Plan.
massive on a couple of these rounds, though. He's been the huge change maker for Team Albino. The double spray through banana, the solo hold. This man has stepped up in a really good way. If Team Albino win this by any stretch of the margin, he certainly has to be MVP contender.
I also love the fact that Safe Clan, despite the match going so close and these pretty much being the most crucial rounds of the match, they haven't really changed their aggressive playstyle. They're still very happy to take early engagements in these rounds, take isolated fights around the map. And as unconventional as it may sound, those kind of engagements are what gave Safe Clan an opportunity back into this in the first place, and it is good to see that they're continuing to stick to their guns, stick to what has worked for them thus far. But Dante alone here, going in versus three players, is going to lose the
It's
duel.
a beautiful bait, though. It's only going to be Benson on the side. 20 seconds left. He can change the entire game now. The flash coming in. Benson is going to be on the passive stance. They have the man advantage. They do not need to give away this frag. Is he going to come in on the deny, though? 10 seconds left. He needs to put some ball up. He's at 15 HP. All he needs to do is deny the bomb. But he gets this round under their belt. Save Clan. They needed a safe plan, but there was nowhere to go. The floor is lava. And Albino, they have done it. The crucial round that they need under the bag. 13-11, they extend their lead and they're on the verge of sending Safe Clan down to recession. Massive stuff. But though we've talked about him, Shade, we've been telling that he is MVP contender, but that is an MVP play right there. Huge plays from both ends, driving these teams towards the cusp of victory. But so far, it's been a little sweeter on the side of Albino. Save Clan. It still looks like there is enough juice to get the bandwagon rolling. But so far, it looks like the shortage of juice is certainly shown for Safe Clan. They need some kind of lifeline back into this game. Else, it might just be Albino all the way.
Safe Clan, they seem to have run out of gas in the last couple of rounds. It's been a case of so close yet so far here. The push comes in. Zuri in the peak. Just a tad bit too late, and Starik's going to get pushed here. AWP is going to be good on the first, and he gets back to cover as well. Spots the player out. The flick is not good, and that has left VK all exposed here up and pit. He's going to be good on the first, tags onto the second as well. Spots out the player coming into the site, but he's still all alone. His teammate is coming in just now from Arches, and yeah, he's
Beautiful stuff. He's bought so much time for the rotation. It's all going to be on Itachi towards pits. 20 seconds left. The crossfire from Albino is going to be very powerful. They don't even need to peek this. They know the bomb is dropped. Itachi is going to be the one who needs to get out of it and get the bomb. Vidal, he's holding the bomb in throughout. This might just be the nail on top of the coffin. Albino hit both teams 1 round away from map and match point. It is Safe Clan who have all the problems in the world to worry about. Not only are they into considering giving away map and match point to Team Albino, but they're on the verge of being kicked out of the tournament, which no team right now would even like, considering they just came out of the round of 256.
The CT at pit almost single-handedly wins them that round right there. He survives for eternity, and the rush pushing in the isolated engagement. Itachi gets taken out, and Trump decides not to force the issue there. He says, yep, we're gonna play things slow, and that's
his punishment.
Safe Clan, the numbers disadvantage. VK, it's got the utility up. Maybe there's a way still back in this for Safe Clan. Offered it a silver platter there. The absolute worst timing on the utility, but the C4 has made its way towards the B side. Benzene, he has to win this duel, and he does.
Beautiful stuff. He also forces the C4 off, and he gets another. Safe Clan, that is their entire B-side hit, and it's fallen to the dust. ERS trying to pick it up from the ashes. Charis has an inkling that Arches could have been leaked. And mind you, both the players of Safe Clan, while divided, are coming from the general vicinity through CT. This is going to be quite the hurdle for Safe Clan to overcome. And Badal, again, so consistent. Now with the AWP, could land the frag that hits them on a map and match point. Yam can't help but feel a little outdueled, outgunned, and overwhelmed. The smoke holds him at bay, but he's in it to win a chase. Look at their money. Safe Clan are dead broke. He's gonna go the conventional route. He's gonna go the save, but it's gonna require an absolute miracle here for Safe Clan to make their way back in this matchup. 15-11, Albino hit map and match point.
Safe Clan now up against it. 4 match points against them. They need to win 4 consecutive rounds to stay in the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament. They've done it previously in the first round. 4 consecutive rounds to close out that half. They need to find it deep in them to be able to repeat that back out again here for the second time. But it's going to be monumentally harder this time around to replicate that, especially with the kind of form that Albino are in and the money that Safe Clan has. They have absolutely nothing. They're gonna have to make do with, I believe, a few SMGs, aka bare minimum utility. This is gonna require Team Albino to slip up quite a bit as well for Safe Clan to somehow navigate this first match point, OG.
You know, one thing very telling in the amount of experience you do have is how consistently you can win out rounds, right? Even when you do win rounds, it should not look like it was all a miracle. So far, Safe Clan on their CT side, they did gain 7 rounds. But out of the 7 rounds, I'd say right about 4 or 5 of them would have been considered Hail Mary to miracle plays that did require them to win the round. I'd say going forth, you need to try and base your setup in a little more fundamental of a manner and allow these individual plays to strike in at the moments where you see Team Albino stepping it up, right? Something to replicate those kind of timings where they're going to mean everything to the world. Right now, it looks like it's everything for your existence, which has been quite the case for Safe Clan throughout this entire matchup. Seems like Team Albino have been the more consistent one, although they did lose a little bit of steam towards the mid-game. Now, 3 frags away from elimination. Safe Clan, their absolute last breath in this tournament, and Team Albino, they are enjoying the gasp that Safe Clan are letting out.
Yep, it is going to be a tall ask here as the push comes in towards the A side, and they nail him in. Save Clan, just the one remaining player up. He needs a huge prayer to be able to make this happen. 16 to 11. It will be Team Albino who take the win and move on to the round of 64 here in the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament. That's an amazing game, Apple.
That was awesome. You know, Save Clan, they didn't have a great start. They picked up their momentum, and then it was how you and OG refer to it, even Stevens. But after the side swap, we saw Team Albino just completely take the competition under themselves. Like, that was just a mad game.
Yeah, it pretty much came down to who eventually comes out on top after the initial back and forth. We saw initially it was Team Albino who got off to a hot start. Safe Clan able to pull 4 consecutive rounds back towards the end of that first half, making things very even. Stevens at 8-7. And they continued to ride that momentum at the beginning of the second half as well, up to a point where we thought, yeah, Team Albino is probably never going to find a way back in. But guess what? They step up their game at the absolute perfect time. A lot of those rounds went very close towards the end. And if Safe Clan were able to maybe clutch that out in a couple of those rounds, the result might have been the other way around. But props to Team Albino there. They won the crucial rounds when it mattered the most, and will take their slot in the round of 64.
Yes, once again, congratulations, Team Albino. And that was the end of the first game that we are streaming for you today. We'll be back with the second game. But first, we're going to have to prep and all of that. And I think we just saw the map, Inferno. Hopefully, the next game that comes back, we have a different map, and it will be a close game as well. You know, a lot of the games that we have seen through this tournament, they were either storms, and we don't get the close ones ever so often. And this is the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament you guys are watching, powered by Lenovo and Intel, and our media partner is AFK Gaming. So without further ado, any closing thoughts, Shay, while we go and prep for game number 2?
I was super excited to see back and forth affair. By far the closest match we have seen so far on stream in the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament. Here's hoping the next one's even closer.
All right, so guys, stay tuned, subscribe to this channel, and we'll be back very shortly with game number 2.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Rise of Legion CS:GO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. And we are back with the second game. So this time it's going to be BloodLine versus Wolfpack. Now, this is they're probably underdogs. We haven't seen them before, or have we heard of them? Any players? Any information do you have, Shade?
Nope. Looking at the players, I have not really heard of any of them. So I'm pretty much going to be going in blind into this. But I did not know many of the players from the last game as well. But it was a very entertaining affair, to say the least. Went a lot of back and forth on a map that we have seen quite a lot, Inferno. This time we're back on another map that we're familiar with, Dust 2. It's a lot less execute oriented and a lot more based towards individual duels. So perfect map for a lot of the newer teams to try their hand at. It is a best of one elimination match. So here's to seeing who comes out on top here, Apple.
All right. So, this tournament is perfect for you if you want to come out, make yourself known, and try your own hand at competitive. And I guess this will be the case for both BloodLine and Wolfpack. It is their time to shine, and which one of them will steal that spot and go over to the next round of 64. Today is the round of 128. It is day 2, and we have 2 games a day that we stream. So do subscribe to this channel. We have all of our details, tournament details as well, in the description box, so you can check that out. Now, BloodLine versus Wolfpack on Dust 2, as Shade mentioned, a very familiar map. All of us, we pretty much know how it works, what goes on. It's very basic. And let's check up on the teams. I think they're about to go into the game.
Yeah, I think we're just about a minute away from the start. But like I said, Dust 2, both teams, it's very familiar. So there is not much in terms of, I'd say, advanced strategies that you can use to surprise your opponents. It is primarily going to come down to doing your basics right, ensuring that you always have your buddy system going. If you're on the CT side, if you're on the T side, timing's going to be everything. Last time around, we saw Safe Clan on a couple of occasions were able to out-mind game Team Albino. Didn't really materialize in terms of round wins on all occasions, but I think just able to stay a step ahead of your opponents in terms of being able to mind game them is going to play a crucial part on who comes out on top, and that is assuming, of course, that both teams are equally skilled. So more of that we can get to know as we jump straight into the action. The match is ready to start. BloodLine versus Wolfpack. Let's jump straight into it, as Wolfpack will be starting off on the CT side, BloodLine on the T side. OG, take it away.
Well, the rush towards B, the old faithful strategy when it comes to Dust 2. Killswitch not able to hold on though, and Cypher failing to get the avenging frag. A man disadvantage, things don't look good to start off with. Lucifer looking to change the picture though. He's gonna be good for a frag, but Gaio has gone on a massive spree. Bounty is gonna down Lucifer on the entry. Shinshan denied the backstab, and BloodLine are gonna pick up the D-side pistol.
I'm surprised the fact that the player there were two CTs rather at the B side. One of them stuck pretty much on platform. The second player just decides to back away out of the site, leaving him all alone, leaving him to the wolves. Not sure if there was completely intentional, but I think just straight up taking that fight early on with the numbers would have helped them a lot more. But now it's going to be another B hit. BloodLine pretty much using the oldest trick in the book here. Straight up B rush, round secure.
Yeah, one and done, Shade. Should be the round going in the favor of BloodLine alongside a couple of nice juicy exit kills. Lisa, no scope. Nah, not working the second time around. That got far too close for comfort. 2-0 nonetheless, BloodLine. They have a very, very strong economy, Shade. Now they just need to invest one more AK potentially, and they potentially could look up to not only keep up the pace at what they're playing due to the Mac 10s, but also inflict a lot of damage on the economy of Wolfpack if they do not choose to invest. I'm not sure why Killswitch is taking a little too long to make up this. Killswitch not invested into the round. What's happening here? Shinshan's invested. Cypher's on a very iffy investment with no armor. Lucifer, no armor, MP9. We don't see this much often, Shade. This is questionable at the very best, and Wolfpack, their investment has costing them. But now, it is a 2 versus 3, but both these players do have armor, which in case will just rip through you for. Gomez going for the head. Who cares about no armor? He's just in it for the headshots. Killswitch looking for a consolation frag maybe. I'm really confused as to the decision making that Wolfpack came in with. You had one player investing in an AUG. You had people going no armor SMG, which you never see them do. You never see anyone do no armor SMG, and here's the reason why. When you're up against the Mac 10, when you're up against the AK, when you're up against the Galil, not only do you take more damage by those guns and utility, you also get aim punched, which then will be a huge issue for you to return fire with, let alone trade a kill. That's if you get the opportunity to. Now comes the investment, a double op setup on both Lucifer and Killswitch. The only problem is, where's the armor invested on the player with the Krieg and the player with the AUG and the MP9? It's just non-existent. Just like this a-hole's gonna be Cypher all alone trying to use his focus advantage. Jumps down CT in fact, but cannot nearly get successful with a single frag. The backstab come in. Mind you, Kara does not have armor, and the Molotov, even if he takes a single tick, it's gonna be far too much. The aim punch through the wall, headshot, too much for him to hold, and the double up setup, essentially a burden on the retake. Lucifer forced to run for the hills, run for the life, run for the op. In fact, beautiful kill, not only the FB, the leg should keep the members of BloodLine from pursuit. 4-0, Wolfpack, they make it expensive, but again, Shade, the investment simply does not make sense. Where's the armor on both Katarnak and Shinshan? Why are they playing armorless?
This feels very puggy, especially the first couple of rounds where we've seen. I'm pretty much wordless, speechless right now. I have no words. It's been pretty unconventional to say the least, but I think the AWP there from BloodLine all the way from spawn picks up a player on cross, further diluting the defense and forcing Lucifer to rotate back towards mid. Your favorite weapons out, but it will get replaced back out by the Bison. But
You just had to jinx the Shade. You just have to. This is why you need the PP. You won't miss it if you miss one bullet. Sadly, it's not some of the case of BloodLine. They're just chopping heads right now. They want to make this as quick and painless as possible. 5-0, BloodLine. A comfortable start for the Bangladeshi team in this game. Do you think BloodLine are going to be one of those teams which completely take some of these so-called underdog Indian teams to storm. So far, it feels like they might be that underdog.
They have come
trio
out
with
guns
not many Indian
blazing,
teams
by
to
the way.
shout out.
The peak comes out. Oh, Lisa.
Fortunate there to get leg, returns fire, but still ends up going down as a door. Khatarnak, very Khatarnak situation, but not a Khatarnak play made by him. A 3 versus 4 with Lucifer being tagged out at 24 HP. It might just be done and dusted, but that's before Lucifer gets the frag on the back line. He makes this one doable. Smokes in. Kills, which finds a kill through tunnels, and it's a 2 versus 3 bloodline. They're losing numbers, they're losing men. They need these frags, and Wolfpack comfortably aggress on the side and get these kills. I'm not sure what bloodline were doing in that setup there. There was one man just out in the open looking towards the smoke, while there was another man scouring through side default. Nonetheless, Wolfpack get their first round, and this is their chance to turn on their investments and try at least fighting back to an equalizer at this stage.
A very scrappy game so far that we have seen from both these teams. Bloodline have pretty much been doing the A hit, B hit, A hit, B hit without too much of a resistance from Wolfpack. But as soon as I say that Wolfpack there pretty much get offered individual duels on that retake. The B retake's one of the hardest to do, but Bloodline pretty much made it a lot easier than it should have been, and CTs get themselves their first round on the board, but their buy is still not looking all that great. For some reason, Khatarnak is...
Lucifer...
there you go. We do see a tech pause being called, so... maybe things are going to change up, but yeah, that's a couple of times now. You've pointed it out as well. They haven't really gone with the best buy that they can have, and has cost Wolfpack pretty dearly in some of these duels, Odi.
It has, Shade, and these investments, quite frankly, could be the de facto reason why Wolfpack are struggling to gain any momentum so far. I guess the secondary one would be aim duels, but so far, it feels like Bloodline have been having a very, I'd say, breeze throughout this game. Let's hope that they get some kind of resistance ahead of them. For now, though, Wolfpack, what they could do is try contesting towards short, because we've seen Bloodline be a very fast team, right? And the best way perhaps to punish those kind of fast plays is to maybe go up short, either take a peek towards mid with the Molotov down at LT, or try taking a boost towards short and look down LT as well to get a kill. These are things that they can just do out of the bag and not need a specific strat book for, but I really hope they do it.
Indeed, a much welcome timeout here going the way of Wolfpack, as Bloodline, more often than not, they've pretty much just rushed sides, right? With Wolfpack, haven't really been able to put a brakes on the TI aggression. It was the case last round as well, except the fact that Wolfpack at that point of time were able to win the early duels on the retake attempt, and fortunes have taken a turn at least in that round. But 5-1 Bloodline, at least for now, despite the previous round outcome, find themselves in a pretty comfortable position here.
Well, so far, I can't wait to see. So there was one team I've been eyeing to see throughout the tournament, and that is Team IND. I feel like Team IND are a team who are going to be the X factor for this tournament. They might be in the verge of potentially pulling off one of the bigger upsets that you would expect. Other than that, I feel like there is so much of a breeding ground right now for perhaps a team like Bloodline, because we don't really see much of tier 2 teams which are in India going up against teams in Bangladesh potentially, right? This makes for a huge chance for seeing clashing game styles, clashing understandings of the game, and who knows, maybe a little bit of fun when it comes to seeing who actually might come up on top. The Bangla CS scene has been, I'd say, quite untapped by the Indian scene because there's simply not much overlap you'd see on a normal day. This tournament brings a very interesting prospect to see when offered a chance. How can both these teams go against each other? Is there going to be something murky in the waters, or is it just going to be a clean out whitewash? If I'm not mistaken, the Bangladesh community has a quite active one when it comes to, let's say, a game like Rainbow Six Siege, where they have a couple of top teams in the subcontinent. They are on par with their Indian brethren. We've not seen a similar case of it in CSGO, though, and that's something I hope more tournaments along these lines would develop.
Indeed, and with, of course, the release of Valorant as well has pretty much meant many of the professional players have actually moved on from Counter-Strike, and now that opens up a lot of avenue for the new up-and-coming teams, the tier 2 teams, to kind of step up and take that mantle right now. And this being one of an event where we do have 3 participating countries in India, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, kind of provides the best opportunity for some of these unsung, unnoticed teams to step up to the plate and get noticed. BloodLine, what I've seen so far, I'm pretty impressed, but Wolfpack, they've still got a long way back into this if they are to start their journey, OG.
Yeah, you mentioned Valorant and how it's impacted how more fresh talent can get their hands at some of the more experienced leagues, orgs, and other resources at their disposal. One thing that we have noticed though lately is the resurgence in the popularity of CSGO, right?
Oh,
Many people are
CSGO
saying that-
is gone huge over the last 6 months. We've seen the player base, the concurrent player base also skyrocket. A lot of these players, I think the change into the fact that CSGO did go free to play last year also played a very big part in that transition. Not to mention, a lot more tournaments have happened over the last couple of years as well to keep the semi-pros, the pros, as well as the amateurs interested in further investing time into the game. And with more time, I only see this going in the rise. A lot more newer players coming into the scene, a lot more fresh talent being discovered, making their way into orgs, and eventually it's the benefit is to the viewers. They get to watch a lot of awesome CS.
You know, I've been giving my hand at a little bit of Valorant as well, alongside CS maybe. And we've seen this kind of duality in the scenario where Dota is up against League of Legends, right? Even though people for hours on end could go debating on which game is the better one and who's the clear noob, both of them do live in an environment where they can sustain each other. They have enough entertainment. Those two games alone can tank such an audience of unfathomable scale. That just brings so much excitement to me, considering that Valorant is such a hot game and it's come at such a great time, right? Where people are just touching into
And
the esports
I
industry.
also,
And it's
yeah,
really
and
hard.
it also brings up the opportunity for the newer players in CSGO as well, right? The fact that now with certain players having divided attention between games, some of them spending time between both, some of them altogether foregoing one game for the other, means there's going to be ample amount of opportunity. Lesser amount of competition than there used to be at the top level, and a lot of room for the newer players to kind of pick up the ball and tango against the best of the best at the highest level. And that being said, though, BO1 single elimination format for this one as till the quarterfinals gives even more opportunities for the newer teams, right? In a BO1 match, if you do manage to get the map that you're comfortable in, a few clutch rounds going your way, you're already on your way to what might be a huge upset in the normal sense of how the odds are stacked against you otherwise while going up against a formidable opposition, maybe in like a best of 3. So this is a big opportunity for the newer teams. It does take a bit of work, yes, but all that information is available. Matches these days, almost every single one, the stats for which are available online. You've got a lot of information to do your homework on, understand how the team plays, how each individuals play, what are their nuances, what are their interests, their trends, to not really go blindsided into even a best of 1. So access to information like that coupled with some homework done prior to the match is going to enable some of these newer coming teams in a much better position to tackle up matches in this tournament. That being said, I believe we do finally have all the players from Wolfpack back into the server. We should be loading back into map number 7 in just a bit. By situation, not looking too promising for the CTs. They're gonna have to forego a little bit of utility. Sinchan will have to make do with the P90. And yeah, but Killswitch manages to pick up the AWP though. Mid-duel, that would have been risky. Early peek towards long from Lucifer. He spots the player out, goes for the re-peek regardless, and now Khatarnak is all but stuck here.
Yeah, Khatarnak game, Khatarnak name. You just do not want to follow down that rabbit hole. Shintan, P90 retreat, an op from. Did I see that right? I think I did. Gonem was looking towards the pebble that is underneath the shoe and got taken down due to it. Now it's versus 2. Doable situation. Sadly, Bounty removes any hope for Wolfpack to even win this round. Shinchan should be on the save. And this should be the 6th round on the board for BloodLine. So far, a really strong T side. But it just seems like Wolfpack's defense. Wait, are BloodLine trying to knife him or something? How are they giving away so many
They're
kills?
just charging in, and it looks like wow, Sinchan.
He didn't pull the trigger if I'm mistaken, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe he pulled the trigger a quarter of a second too late there, and BloodLine were eventually able to relieve Wolfpack of that AWP, but it was that early duel towards long. The solo CT holding long goes for the shoulder peek, spots the T's rushing in and decides to re-peek that back out. And I believe that was Sinchan later who got stuck up at car and was pretty much forced to swing wide and go for a Hail Mary play there. Wolfpack, their defense is all over the place, and BloodLine have capitalized on those errors almost every single time and find themselves in a pretty healthy lead here. Wolfpack double up setup. Not sure if that is the answer right now. I think the CTs need to look at a buddy system at various parts of the map to ensure that they almost always have a trade in place, because BloodLine, they've not been thinning their attack. They've almost always hit various parts with numbers, and Wolfpack haven't really had the numbers themselves to take any of those fights on even terms. And unless they change that up, I don't see a way back in here for Wolfpack this game, OG.
It seems pretty bleak, Shade, not gonna lie. The double up setup is back. with the way Bloodline have been progressing, I feel like the double up setup is not the response. But I also have a feeling that Wolfpack, their strat book seems a little through the waters at this moment, where they have a part of it understood, but they have a huge chunk of the puzzle missing. The reply to a long take usually would be a counter flash and two people wide swinging. If you're alone, you'd rather retreat. Both the players towards A just gave their lives up without any refrag in sight or cover for that fact. So 6-1 nonetheless. Wolfpack clearly showing that there is a skill difference between Bloodline and Wolfpack. For me, I feel like Wolfpack still need a lot of time to not only figure out the basics as a team, but individually as well, to understand how the map and the game works, right? We've seen teams where they might look like superstars on one map, but when they go to the second and third, or even a potentially different map on a different series altogether, they look like a very, very massive shell of what they used to be. I feel like this is something they should really work on. Sure, they might still have, you know, might still have a possible way back into this one, but for me, it feels like Bloodline are clearly outskilling Wolfpack. I guess the only way Wolfpack could win right now is if Bloodline plays a 4 versus 5. That would be interesting, Shade.
Or Wolfpack, like I said, is straight up one. They need to start winning some early duels, because they've been pretty much taking fights with the numbers disadvantage, and Bloodline almost always have come out on top in the initial duel itself, let alone requiring a trade later. And Wolfpack right now, at least with the ops, let's see if they can maybe win a couple of early engagements, swinging the numbers in their favor. Like you said, to be on the comfortable side as Wolfpack here, you clearly just want to straight up have the numbers advantage, and that is one of the ways I see that happening, is for one of these ops to get aggressive early on.
One of these ops to get aggressive. Didn't we see that the previous round where, if I'm not mistaken, one man did aggress through long, but I think he had an M4 in that situation, so that ended up costing him. If I'm not wrong, it was Shinshan? Not 100% sure again, but an op going through long could definitely change the way that Wolfpack approached this round, Shade, but I feel like the nuance here is going to be in the flashbang and how they can support the op to do the maximum impact.
Yeah, and with that, I believe we will head off for a quick break. Don't go anywhere. The rest of this round of 128 match between Wolfpack and Bloodline will be back in just a moment.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
All right, we are back in the action. The second match of the day for the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament, powered by Lenovo and Intel. I'm Shesaya. Joining me is OG, the low-res chicken, back again. And BloodLine do get their fifth player in.
And now, yeah, the push towards long, it's been giving BloodLine the consistent results that have been after Flash Peak. I'm not really sure how that didn't yield them another frag, but they are a man up. Right now, Wolfpack are the one with the advantage. And am I seeing the minimap right, or is there nobody towards B?
There is absolutely no one at B right now.
I think rotations come in now. Shinshan poking his head towards short. How are these engagements taking place? Shade! You're the analyst. Can you make sense of this?
Absolutely not. And Lucifer needs to start hitting these if his team is to stand a chance. The break there, Wolfpack, their aim went all over the place. And now Khatarnak, he's probably already contemplating going for a save, but what did we just watch? That was Wolfpack with a gazillion opportunities to find frags early on. First, the flash peek from the upper towards long had pretty much two T's in the middle of nowhere. Should have been at least one frag there, and then that hold from elevator, he missed a hell lot of shots. You gotta hit at least one of those if your team is to stand a chance of preventing that push from seeing the light of day. And BloodLine,
The saved rifle goes down as well. As if things were in bad already, it's gotten from bad to worse. 7-1. And hey, we're still at a point in the tournament where there's a lot of that filtering process going through, right? This is the part which has to keep us excited as well, because you never really know headed into a match what the results could be. These are the murky areas in tournaments where there might be a couple of high-profile takedowns, there might be a lot of unexpected maneuvers that you never really see once it gets a little deeper. And with that uncertainty also comes the risk of there being landslides, such as this. That's a give and take. At the end of the day, both BloodLine and Wolfpack are here participating in the Rise of Legion to get as much experience as possible during this quarantine, where you had the most free time as well, right? You discussed about this, I think, yesterday, where we've said underdogs have a better chance in this tournament than in any other. Not only the fact that it's completely online gets you one of those rare moments in esports where a factor which is not entirely in your control has that big of an impact, right? But this has gotten them so much time to prep up, not only improve their individual game, but also their team game to a point where you really can't expect what your opposition is going to throw at you.
Yep, 8-1 BloodLine, pretty much cruising through this first half on dust to Wolfpack. I mean, there's nothing much more to it. Clearly, all that shot. Wolfpack haven't had the most success so far in this matchup, but that should brighten up the day for them.
B. Oh no, Shade, that rotated towards the B side.
Where they gambled on this.
Yeah, all 5 members essentially, as they're now going to be on the retake. What started off as an amazing kill, highlight-worthy kill as well from Kill Switch, has now turned to the reason why the entirety of the Wolfpack have rotated.
Wait, they've come back in position, but the C4 just made its way way too late.
What's happening? Wait, deal Berettas now? Is this what we've come down to?
And it's actually worked right now. He goes to the reload video, but he's still somehow alive. The C4 goes down. A comedy of errors. The nade misses as well. Slither is playing God right now. He almost gets that frag. Goes for the double peak on the CT side, and they win that round. Despite that full 5-man committal towards the B side, the C4 was all the way back in spawn. It just rotated so late in, and BloodLine couldn't really have guessed that unconventional push through the smoke peek back towards Lord. The Opper, he just got caught off guard, missed a sitter up front, and somehow Wolfpack make that round work, OG.
Well, we were praying for Wolfpack to make their way back, but right now I feel like Wolfpack should be praying for you guys, because it's you who has to sit and analyze this game strat, which I mean, out of the blue.
But I love this, by the way.
Would agree with us, but Wolfpack are making it work.
Yeah,
And
it's
now that they have that early man advantage, Bloodline, now Wolfpack has us raising eyebrows.
it's a very puggy play style. It just
Oh,
skirmish after skirmish, they're just taking wide open fights, and Sinchan,
I
is
think
he?
they just put a
He's still
Molotov
alive.
on top. Yeah, 5 HP, but he ends up going down. Molotov in front of a smoke. I've seen things that I would not have seen on a normal day, and Bloodline hitting 9 rounds. Wolfpack, the game. Oh, Lucifer. He's been having a lot of these misses throughout the day, right? Those shots where it looks like it connects, but it never really does. In CS, it has a nice nickname. It's called the 30-degree window.
Yeah.
That's considering that you could hit shots out of the 30-degree window, which doesn't seem like Lucifer has been able to hit either of this in the circumstance. 92 nonetheless. Bloodline a round away from double digits. Wolfpack on the other end, back to being dead, bro. I'm not understanding this. I look. So normally as a caster, you'd see if they have armor and utility and then decide to say, okay, they're going to be broke, they're going to have enough money. They are having M4s, but no armor. Something for them to pick up on, as armor not only provides you safety from aim punch, but also gives you a significant amount of damage reduction when it comes to aggressive utility being thrown down your throat.
Wait,
Whisper-
that smoke
Intended
was pretty
to land.
questionable.
Oh, if he managed to do that shit.
That almost actually worked, by the way. He darted through that smoke. The timing couldn't have been any worse for the team, but the teams have turned tail and they're going towards short. The C4 comes short, but it didn't really matter. He could have dropped the C4 there, though.
I
all
assumed
things
that was
considered.
going to be the case, and I thought it might be funny, but this is not the kind of things that really put a smile on
I
your
mean,
face. We're like, why?
both games that we've seen today on stream have pretty much come down to unconventional aggression being shown by the teams. This time around, though, from Wolfpack, it's gone a complete switcheroo compared to the one last time by who was that? Was it Sad?
I think it was sad, but not sure if it was the. Oh boy.
Yeah, this one's just pretty much put our brains on
This is
reset.
sad.
But, sorry?
Yeah, this feels like this is pretty sad for Wolfpack. You know, them. It's understandable, right? When you're not up to par with this game, who knows? For all we care, they might not even be CS players. I play Dota tournaments for fun. I'm not even good at that game, and I have hell of a fun even trying to contest.
I also like the way that they're gambling on where the teams might be heading, right? They've
Seeing this barricade, we're seeing them work. This is beautiful.
Oh no, that was unfortunate. They actually put themselves in a very good position if they did land a couple of those frags eventually. But yeah, misses on the shot. Sinchan doesn't even have armor, but he repeats that back out despite spotting a couple of T's, and he wins the duel out, and then they're pushing him in.
You know, Shay, come back to it. You know, I play Dota for fun. I enjoy playing Dota for fun. It be the same case for the Wolfpack right now. They might not even necessarily be playing CS as a primary game. So no point in if you're Wolfpack watching this board right now, there's no need to be demotivated at the slightest. There's still a long time ahead of these players, at least I'd assume, considering that I've not seen many of these players around in the scene or even heard of them at the slightest.
Well, a triple upset coming in for
Triple
Wolfpack.
setup. This is like out of the box, out of the dimension. Because you don't know how they play these rounds. Even if you're a conventional team, you would not know how to anti-track a team that is so unconventional. But I guess just work on your strong point, just get the aim deals under your belt. Off button crossing, I'm a little confused as to how they're so blinded by that move, considering it was visible to one way, and Cypher is left all just lonesome. Just as I finish the sentence as to why they can't play this 5v4, Cypher coming down to a 1 versus 5, should be going down anytime soon. 12-2 Bloodline on half point. Should be 13-2 Shade.
Yep, that is went pretty south fast for Wolfpack after that unpause coming in earlier. We've seen the auto sniper. Wait, did I just spot an auto sniper? I did. Slither.
Let go, bro. Let go. I'm ready. Bring in the memes. Bring in the Pepe. Bring in everything that is dear to your life. Because this is about to be a cross worth watching. Kill Twitch. I guess someone just shut him off, didn't it?
Yeah, that was Sinchan down pretty low as well. 1 HP. He's picked up a Negate himself. Just for the lulls, but Lisa.
Just for the lulls. Flash, Lisa tears him point blank. Expecting the beat to come on through, something on the case though. Oh, 2 knives better than 1, but a no scope is even better to the face. Eat it raw. Shouts Lisa as trying to extend for looking more. And at this point, it's just like watching the Matrix, right? You're like, regardless whether we shoot at him or not, he's gonna dodge the bullets. Why waste bullets?
That was pretty interesting to watch though. AWP in from Slither. Yeah, that was Wolfpack. I mean, all jokes aside, Wolfpack clearly a pretty new team to the game, at least to the competitive side of Counter-Strike, and it's clearly seen right here. Bloodline, they're worlds apart. They're able to easily run and gun pretty much most of these rounds here, but I really hope Wolfpack doesn't get bogged down by this matchup. I mean, most of the times you come into a tournament, you're thinking, hey, hope we put on a very strong show, but you always have those games where nothing seems to go your way. You end up losing pretty hard, and the teams pretty much disband immediately thereafter. But look at this backstab coming in the... Oh.
Nice. Sad life, I suppose. 14-2. As he was saying that shit, he came in with that last slash of the sword, but sadly, his brain got blown to smithereens. 14-2 now. Wolfpack. Are we gonna see more lulls, Shade? That's the question I have, because I'm in for more lulls any time of the day.
Bloodline so close to the finish line. And Wolfpack. Killswitch has been the best player on their team so far. He's managed to make some frags happen, but the nade there drops him pretty low. Smash is going to continue to force the issue up at long, at short. He's going to go for the knife.
There we go. That is what we've been waiting for.
They're going for more knife.
Report. Dot report is how you report him, and please just do it.
Well, yeah.
I hate it, Shade. You know when you're having a fun day, when you're having more of a relaxed time with CS, there's always that one guy who just won't let you have it your way, right? You meet him every single game, and boy, the dot report function was made for those exact individuals.
Jokes aside though, match point right now for Bloodline as they look to close things out here in the round of 128 and move on to the next one. Smash going to continue to force the issue up at mid. Aggression early, Killswitch drops very low indeed. And by the looks of things, he's going to continue to force fights out here. Good for the reload. Misplays all around.
Yep, 2 versus 4. Still possible though from Bloodline. Funny that I'm saying it, but sadly, it is the reality. A minute 20 on the clock. Right now, Trunks is buying as much time as he can to allow Slither to come in from the back lines. Good job on the first, and mind you, kill switch is down to 23 HP. He's trying to force the issue here. Slither drawing the flash. Perfect job on the re-engagement. Even Dinks actually tagged Cypher down at 30. Right now, the logical step for Wolfpack is to make it to the B side because they know that Trunks is towards A. And is Trunks gonna be duped? No, he isn't. He hears the footsteps. Deagle out! Beautiful play on the side for a 1 versus 1 and Khatarnak.
That is pretty much it. As fast they close things out right there. BloodLine 16-2. It was a pretty comical game there, Apple.
Oh, like what you guys mentioned, right? Wolfpack might have just been, a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
They saw this tournament and why not? Let's just join this tournament, play together, have fun. And you could see that they were having fun, even though BloodLine was absolutely dominating. But it was an entertaining game. I think it was... It's a nice break from all the serious and intense games, especially the first one that we saw, which was so close. And now game 2 was just for fun, and it's great to see players enjoy themselves like that.
Yeah, I mean, there was a huge skill gap between the two teams, but didn't really deter Wolfpack from giving it their all. We saw quite a lot of unconventional plays, the textbook completely thrown out of the window. We saw them just charging towards B on a couple of occasions, just charging through the smokes. And it was nice to see the couple of rounds that they did win come out on the back of catching BloodLine off guard. They had no idea what was hitting them, but unfortunately, in a game of Counter-Strike, you gotta do that 16 rounds yeah, these kind of plays are good to get those 1 or 2 rounds away, but in the long run, they almost always never work out. So BloodLine, there's nothing much to it there. Clearly the better team, and they showed us why in Dust 2.
All right, yeah, BloodLine, they did well, and definitely a team I'm going to look out for. They looked really comfortable in their movement, and they were very quick to kill, and they had a lot of clutch moments as well. So 2v4 situations, very well done to BloodLine. And also congratulations to Team ALBINO. Both these teams have made it out of the round of 128 and into the round of 64. Now we'll be back tomorrow with 2 more games that we will stream, round of 128 as well. This is the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament that you're watching, powered by Lenovo and Intel, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. That is unfortunately all for today. We'll be back tomorrow, so stay tuned. All tournament details are in the description. Subscribe to this channel, click that bell icon for notifications when we are live. And without further ado, I'm Apollonia. I was your host, and Shade Slayer, an amazing caster and analyst, and we also had OG that was casting the game. And until then, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, guys.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.